the National Institutes of Health and provides major biomedical research funding to non-NE research facilities through its extramural research program. As of 2013, the intramural research program had 1,200 principal investigators and more than 4,000 postdoctoral fellows in basic, translational, and clinical research, being the largest biomedical research institution in the world. While, as of 2003, the extramural arm provided 28% of biomedical research funding spent annually in the U.S., or about $26.4 billion United States dollars. The NE comprises 27 separate institutes and centers of different biomedical disciplines and is responsible for many scientific accomplishments, including the discovery of fluoride to prevent tooth decay, the use of lithium to manage bipolar disorder, and the creation of vaccines against hepatitis, Haemophilus influenza, and human papillomavirus. In 2019, the NE was ranked number 2 in the world, behind Harvard University, for biomedical sciences in the Nature Index, which measured the largest contributors to papers published in a subset of leading journals from 2015 to 2018. In 1887, a laboratory for the study of bacteria, the Hygienic Laboratory, was established within the Marine Hospital Service, which at the time was expanding its functions beyond the system of marine hospitals into quarantine and research programs. It was initially located at the New York Marine Hospital on Staten Island. In 1891, it moved to the top floor of the Butler Building in Washington, D.C. In 1904, it moved again to a new campus at the Old Naval Observatory, which grew to include 5 major buildings. In 1912, the Marine Hospital Service became the Public Health Service. In 1922, it established a special cancer investigations laboratory at Harvard Medical School. This marked the beginning of a partnership with universities. In 1930, the Hygienic Laboratory was redesignated as the National Institute of Health by the Ransdell Act, and was given $750,000 to construct 2 NE buildings. In 1938, NE moved to its current campus in Bethesda, Maryland. Over the next few decades, Congress would markedly increase funding of the NE, and various institutes and centers within the NE were created for specific research programs. In 1944, the Public Health Service Act was approved, and the National Cancer Institute became a division of NE. In 1948, the name changed from National Institute of Health to National Institutes of Health. In the 1960s, virologist and cancer researcher Chester M. Southam injected HeLa cancer cells into patients at the Jewish Chronic Disease Hospital. 130 when 3 doctors resigned after refusing to inject patients without their consent. The experiment gained considerable media attention. 133 The NE was a major source of funding for Southam's research and had required all research involving human subjects to obtain their consent prior to any experimentation. 135 Upon investigating all of their grantee institutions, the NE discovered that the majority of them did not protect the rights of human subjects. From then on, the NE has required all grantee institutions to approve any research proposals involving human experimentation with review boards. 135 In 1967, the Division of Regional Medical Programs was created to administer grants for research for heart, disease, cancer, and strokes. That same year, the NE director lobbied the White House for increased federal funding in order to increase research and the speed with which health benefits could be brought to the people. An advisory committee was formed to oversee further development of the NE and its research programs. By 1971, cancer research was in full force and President Nixon signed the National Cancer Act, initiating a national cancer program. President's Cancer Panel, National Cancer Advisory Board, and 15 new research, training, and demonstration centers. Funding for the NE has often been a source of contention in Congress, serving as a proxy for the political currents of the time. In 1992, the NE encompassed nearly 1% of the federal government's operating budget and controlled more than 50% of all funding for health research, and 85% of all funding for health studies in universities. While government funding for research in other disciplines has been increasing at a rate similar to inflation since the 1970s, research funding for the NE nearly tripled through the 1990s and early 2000s, but has remained relatively stagnant since then. By the 1990s, the NE committee focus had shifted to DNA research, and launched the Human Genome Project. The NE Office of the Director is the central office responsible for setting policy for NE and for planning, managing and coordinating the programs and activities of all NE components. The NE Director plays an active role in shaping the agency activities and outlook. The Director is responsible for providing leadership to the institutes and centers by identifying needs and